King Rexy here, and today we're back with Kingdom Hearts Vengeance Hero Reviews. And today we're starting off to talk about the dragons. Starting off with the first dragon, which is Beresad.
Time is golden.
I think that's how you pronounce his name. He might be Beresad. I don't know. I'm just gonna call him Beresad just cause. Now this dragon is pretty interesting. Let's talk about his stats real quick. 720 health. Okay, you know, he's a dragon, so he should have a lot of health. No resistance, which is whatever. 47 to 87 attack though, I don't know. It's okay. I mean, it's definitely better than most characters, but once we get to the other dragons, you're gonna see that his damage is not all that great, and kinda alright attack speed. However, one of his most interesting things about him is his passive ability, which is... how do you pronounce that one? Avarice. This one ends up being pretty overpowerful. Generating extra gold just by killing enemies near Beresad is amazing. It doesn't generate as much as you think though, because you can't kill everyone near him because, you know, there's a lot of enemies, but overall, really good ability. Probably one of the best passive abilities in the game. As far as his 4 abilities are considered, the first one is Conflagration.
Breath is dead.
One ends up being pretty decent. 120 area damage is nothing bad. It's decent. Granted, it's not amazing by any means, but still, it's nice grouped attack all around. The second one is Fear the Dragon.
Breath is dead.
This one ends up being pretty interesting. As you can see, the enemies are running about twice as fast, so they do run a lot, which is pretty nice if you're trying to, you know, push enemies backwards. It's cool, but it doesn't synergize very well with his passive ability because enemies have to be close to Beresad in order to generate extra gold. So it kinda ends up being a double-edged sword. And you may be thinking, if you're like about to lose a life and he ends up scaring someone, that's cool. But that's not usually what happens. You just have a big group of guys that are close to him and they're gonna generate extra gold. But then he ends up scaring them away and losing you extra money. And separating them out of the group. For example, if you want to do a big soul crusher and he ends up scaring them away, then you lose quite a lot of damage. So it ends up being a double-edged sword, in my opinion. The third one is Dragon Spawn.
My breath is dead.
The Golem itself is okay. I have nothing bad to say about him. He has 500 health, 42 to 63 damage, and he has no armor. But he's a pretty decent stalling power. But there's only one of him, so he's not as much of a stalling power as you may want it to be. I mean, granted, it's not awful, but I would prefer 2, maybe 3. Even if they had like a quarter of his stats, I would prefer that over the Golem. But you know, it's some sort of stalling power, so you get what you can get, right? The fourth ability is Obliterate. That one may sound insane to the newcomers. Oh my god, having an insta-kill, that's OP, man. But you have to realize something. The insta-kill is a little wonky. Sometimes it may insta-kill the right guy, sometimes it may insta-kill the wrong guy. For example, if you have like High Sorcerer surrounded by Footmen, for example, chances are it's probably gonna hit a Footman and insta-killing someone that has like 300 health, but you could have easily insta-killed someone that has like over 2000 health. So it depends. Sometimes the insta-kill is helpful, sometimes he just eventually shoots it out and does nothing. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this one. And last but not least, his special ability, which is Hellfire. That one ends up being insane. By far one of the strongest abilities in the game so far. 180 damage to everybody on the screen. This thing can do thousands upon thousands of damage. And the cooldown is not too bad either, you can pretty much use it every single wave, maybe twice per wave if you time it really well. Overall it ends up being pretty awesome. As far as Beresad is considered, I like him, he's pretty decent. I'm gonna give him a solid 9.5 out of 10. He's strong, he can do a lot of damage, and he is overall pretty fun to play with. But in comparison to the other dragons, he ends up being a little bit weak. I mean, I'm not calling him weak compared to everyone else, but comparing him to the other dragons, I would say he's probably the most meh, but also the most balanced, because even though he has a really OP passive ability and insane special ability, or ultimate, whatever you want to call it, his other abilities are sort of balanced, which I kind of like about him, because he's good, but he's not like ridiculously over the top. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. While you're at it, drop a like on the video, it means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.